with Not Complaining But and Hard News up there in the early stages. Also prominent Desert Mountain, Lady Daisy the Grey towards the inside as they run towards the first of the 8 flights, and Hard News and Richard Hughes in the lead from Lady Daisy, Not Complaining But and Gasolani. Behind these on the inside is Desert Mountain. Then comes Tibetan, Toast the Sprees tucked away on the inside ahead of Graphic Equaliser. Out wide of these, All the Vows with Kira's Prince. Widest of all is Theatre World ahead of Metastasio. Over the first, Not Complaining But and Hard News jump it together. From Lady Daisy the Grey and then Gasolani, then comes All the Vows and Kira's Prince, and then Tibetan and Desert Mountain. Toast the Sprees on the inside. Then Theatre World towards the outer ahead of Metastasio and Arctic Weather and Sharpical, and then Graphic Equaliser. They're followed by Lega Lady and Major Jamie, and then Moorish and Dunrally Fort and Top Seas, and Advocat is the back marker at the second. Hard News in the lead from Not Complaining But, Lady Daisy on the inside of Gasolani. Then comes Kira's Prince, All the Vows towards the outside ahead of Metastasio. Then comes Tibetan, Toast the Sprees. Behind Toast the Sprees, Desert Mountain, and then Graphic Equaliser as they continue away from the stands and up towards the third flight. Hard News in the lead from Not Complaining But. The black and red stripes, white cap of Tommy Tracy. Between horses, Gasolani. Lady Daisy on the inside ahead of Toast the Sprees. Kira's Prince close up in the blinkers, jumped out a bit awkwardly. Then comes All the Vows, and they're being followed into the turn by Arctic Weather as they swing left-handed towards the back straight. A long run to the fourth, and Hard News is the leader from Not Complaining But and Lady Daisy. Gasolani is just behind these, and behind Gasolani is All the Vows as they swing down the far side. Hard News, Not Complaining But. Kira's Prince gone up third, then Lady Daisy and All the Vows and Gasolani. Metastasio is next ahead of Tibetan, and behind Tibetan is Arctic Weather, and they're being followed on the inside by Toast the Sprees, and then comes Desert Mountain. Sharpical is next, and after Sharpical comes Graphic Equaliser, the favourite. Running towards flight number 4, Hard News on the inside of Not Complaining But and Kira's Prince. All the Vows fourth on the outer, then Metastasio, Lady Daisy and Gasolani. Then Tibetan and Arctic Weather and Toast the Sprees on the inside ahead of Desert Mountain and Lega Lady, and then Sharpical. Graphic Equaliser and Moorish is next, and then Major Jamie, and behind Major Jamie comes Advocat as they continue towards 4 from home now. And it is Hard News and Not Complaining But. Kira's Prince close in third, then comes All the Vows, Lady Daisy the inside, then Metastasio, Tibetan and Gasolani, and then Arctic Weather, and they're followed over it by Toast the Sprees and Sharpical. And behind these is Desert Mountain, and then Lega Lady and Graphic Equaliser. They've 3 hurls left to jump in the Ladbroke hurl, and it's Hard News, the leader from Not Complaining But. Half a length between them. Kira's Prince close on the outside, Lady Daisy and Tibetan, Arctic Weather and Toast the Sprees. And they're followed by Gasolani as they run now towards the 5 furlong marker and turn off the back straight. On the inside, Hard News from Not Complaining But. Kira's Prince is third. In fourth is Lady Daisy, then Tibetan, and behind Tibetan, Toast the Sprees improves on the inside of Arctic Weather. Sharpical is just behind them, and then comes Graphic Equaliser. Advocat has made good headway. They pass the half-mile pole. They've 2 left to jump. Hard News the inside of Not Complaining But. Kira's Prince close in third. Tibetan 4, the Grey Lady Daisy, then Arctic Weather. Advocat coming there on the outside, and behind these is Sharpical. Desert Mountain also getting into it. Then Toast the Sprees over the second last, and it's Hard News the leader. Hard News and Richard Hughes turn for home in the Ladbroke from Not Complaining But. Then towards the outside is Tibetan as they level up now towards the final flight, 2 furlongs to race. Hard News pressed by Not Complaining But. Then comes Tibetan, then Sharpical. Lady Daisy still there on the inside, and they're followed on the outside by Advocat and then Arctic Weather, but it's Not Complaining But who hits the front now. Graphic Equaliser coming there strongly in the centre of the favourite. Sharpical on the near side. Hard News the inner, but Graphic Equaliser has come through to hit the front. Jumps it in front, a mistake by Sharpical, and it's Graphic Equaliser out in front. Graphic Equaliser from Hard News, the favourite gone cleared for an easy victory in the Ladbroke. Graphic Equaliser bolting the victory, winning it very, very easily under Conrad Dwyer. Graphic Equaliser wins it well. Not Complaining But may just win the scramble for second ahead of Lady Daisy and Hard News, and then Advocat behind these Sharpical with Tibetan, Desert Mountain, Top Seas all grouped together, trading back towards the rear of the field where the last few up, Dunrally Forts and Theatre World and All the Vows was last of all. So Graphic Equaliser came there in a hurry, absolutely cruising, jumped the last, and you don't win a handicap much easier than that. A very, very smooth success. Another Ladbroke success for Arthur Moore, and the second for Conrad Dwyer, who won it previously on Redundant Pal. Number 16, Graphic Equaliser, owned by the BRASK Syndicate, trained by Arthur Moore and ridden by Conrad Dwyer.
Equaliser, and absolutely scorched in. Hard News in front of Not Complaining but jumping the third last. Graphic Equaliser is about 9th or 10th, the red colours here on the inside, directly behind Toast Priest. He gets absolutely no run around the second last bend and has to sit and suffer as both Hard News and Not Complaining but make the best of their way home. And there's a line of horse behind Lady Daisy the Grey, just nicely tucked in there, and Leg a Lady, a few more, all in with chances at this stage. You also have Kira's Prince travelling well, but still no sign of the favourite Graphic Equaliser. I'm sure Connections were just wondering whether he would get a run at this stage. Hard News still leads him down. He's the big red colours there, directly behind a wall of horses at this stage. Connor has to sit and suffer and wait for things to happen. He jumps that about 8th or 9th position. Now he edges him to the outside and switches him back in when he probably realises that he's going to get a gap up between them. Not Complaining but takes it up from Hard News. Now Connor switches in and gets a run between horses. He gets into that slipstream of Not Complaining but, who's travelling well. But once he gets a bit of daylight, this horse comes alive and he absolutely canters down to the last here, as Not Complaining but is travelling better than Hard News. Connor just has to shake him up. Sharpicle with the blinkers comes to challenge, but he misses the last, and whatever chance he had, it went out the window there. Connor just gets one back into Graphic Equaliser, and he picks up and absolutely runs away. He turns this competitive handicap into a procession, and he wins in an absolute canter. This was a good performance, a great training performance by Arthur Moore, who's a Ladbroke specialist, winning his 7th Ladbroke hurl. Conrad Dwyer, I think, winning his 2nd. I think he won it on Redundant Pal. A great success. There is Arthur, who had said it's